Hello everybody and welcome to the United Stand. The morning after the night before the Liverpool draw at Old Trafford. Are you positive? Are you negative? Are you on the fence? I think it's very interesting. For me, the title I'm going with this morning is not good enough. And actually, the biggest thing I'm angry about is VAR. I'm absolutely pissed off with it. Really not happy with it. And look, in the context of the game yesterday, I think that probably did it favour United? Maybe. But I still think we were the victim of it. And what I would say about VAR is it has no loyalty. It's like an unfaithful mistress or mister. Let's keep it equality here, because it may well love us to like yesterday, but it'll guarantee it's going to do us overs at some point. It does everybody over because it's so inconsistent and it's so ruining the game. I think over the weekend, 30% of goals that were scored were chalked off. Whether it was legit offside, legit not fouls. I thought the Burnley goal against Leicester was very dodgy to be chalked off as well. But from United's point of view, what pissed me off about it is the goal. You score a goal. I mean, not many people gave us a chance. Yes, thumbs up for me. I said it would be a tight draw. I thought 0-0 or 1-1. People, you need to understand Liverpool against Manchester United. It doesn't matter about form. You're going to get a game like that 9 times out of 10 because it matters and because everyone plays up and it's just a tight game. I could see it coming a mile off. But what annoyed me is when we go 1-0 in front and we score a very good goal, you celebrate it, but instantly you're seeing Liverpool fans swarm the referee and you know he's going to go VAR and you're like, this is taking it away. This is taking it away because, and it will happen for everybody. Every goal you score now, there's that little bit in you. Is VAR going to find something somewhere to not give it? And I think that's what we're looking at, because with that Liverpool goal, Origi goes down clutching the wrong leg for one. He makes a meal of it. Look, there is contact, whether it's a foul or not, it wasn't given. VAR reviewed it. He makes a meal of it. But what annoyed me most is, it's a long way back. Like, it's in our own half. We go up the other end, down the wing, cross comes in, Rashford scores. It's too far back to go back on. And as fans of any club, I would say it's a bad thing when you're scoring goals and part of you is not letting you go 100% for it because you're thinking, is it going to get knocked back? The handball by Mane was a handball. I hate that rule. I don't like that rule. Any touch of the hand that leads to a goal is not a goal. I don't like that rule, but it is the rule. You've got to go with that. But I don't like VAR. I don't. It's not good enough, and it's ruining the game as far as I'm concerned. And I never wanted VAR in the first place. On to Manchester United. Look, where are you this morning, today? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Manchester United. We're going to talk about Woodward's latest comments on the show tonight. Look, what I would say about Ed Woodward is this. Why are people... Well, it's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to you what you think about Ollie. It's up to you what you think about United. But Ed Woodward talking about second place isn't good enough. Mate, you've been the chief executive for 6 years. We've been second once. And then we were 25 points or something behind Man City. You're the man who constructed the deal for the Glazers to buy us and put us into hundreds of millions of pounds of debt repayments. Like, I don't trust you. I don't want to listen to you and your vision for the future. You are part of the problem. You were part of the deal that got these people to buy our club on debt. You are part of the problem in relation to transfers, revenue, everything. Like, you cannot say we're building for the future when in the last 4 transfer windows, our net average spend is around £30 million. It's not good enough, mate, and I'm not listening to you. So we'll talk about his comments today and the glazing over what is the real problem at Manchester United. But let's talk about the Liverpool game yesterday, because I think it goes one of two ways. You either think it's the start of something new, or you think it's more of the same. For me, I'm actually going to go with the third option of let's wait and see, because Manchester United's problem is not playing at home against the top 6. We've played Arsenal, we drew. We played Liverpool, we drew. We beat Chelsea and we beat Leicester, who think they can be top 6 and are at the moment. So we've taken 8 points from 12 there, which, to be honest, for where we've been over the last 6 years isn't too bad. I think if you want to win a title, 8 points from 12 against the top 6, you probably want maybe 2 more points. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. It's not too bad for the sort of club we've been, which is a fifth, sort of 6th best club in England for the last 6 years. So not too bad with that. 8 points from 12. People are probably going, Ollie's at the wheel again. Where he's not at the wheel is 2 points from 15. 2 points from 15 against Wolves, Southampton, Palace, West Ham and Newcastle. That's why we're bad. It's not because of the big teams, because against the big teams, they want to get a result. Arsenal were going to come and beat us. They didn't. Liverpool were going to come and beat us. They didn't. Chelsea were going to come and beat us. They didn't. Leicester were going to come and beat us. They didn't. But there's a running theme there. they're going to come and beat us. They come with an attitude that they're going to come and beat us, that they're going to come and score goals, which means defensively, they leave a bit of gaps, they don't sit back, and we like teams like that, because what we do is we're a counter-attacking team. We sit back and we go forward when the opposition make the mistake. When you look at Southampton, Palace, Wolves, Newcastle, West Ham, they're not coming to win, or they're not expecting to win against us. They're going to work for a result. They'll take a point against Manchester United at home, because that's always been a good point traditionally. And what they do is they get everyone behind the ball when we've got the ball, and then when they've got the ball, they hit quick, but then they get back into position quick. Norwich are going to do it next week. I think Bournemouth will do it as well. And then Brighton at home will definitely do it. We need to take 9 points from the next 3 games for this Liverpool draw to mean anything. If we don't, I mean, the Liverpool draw, I predicted it. It's a good... I'm just so glad we didn't lose. I'm happy today. Really happy that we didn't lose to Liverpool. But, in all honesty, it was always... It's very easy to get up for a Liverpool game, whether it's the fans, whether it's the players, whether it's the manager. You know you're going to get that result 9 out of 10 times. You know you're going to get a performance from players. And we got performances from players. I thought Pereira was brilliant. Dan James was brilliant. Even Rashford did quite well. McTominay and Fred were brilliant. They just ran out of legs. But the issue is going to be what we do against Norwich and Bournemouth and Brighton, because 2 points from 15 against terrible teams is why some people are saying Ollie out. Tactically, was it a tactical masterclass yesterday? Some people are saying that was a tactical masterclass. I'll tell you what, look at the Sheffield United game against Liverpool. Liverpool against Sheffield United a couple of weeks ago, Liverpool won it because Dean Henderson, the United goalkeeper, made a mistake and they lost 1-0. Sheffield United, 30% possession, 70% Liverpool. United yesterday, 32% possession, 68% Liverpool. Very similar. Shots on goal, 12 for Sheffield United, 16 for Liverpool. Yesterday, 7 for United, 10 for Liverpool. So less but similar. Shots on target, 2 for Sheffield United, 4 for Liverpool. Yesterday, 2 for United, 4 for Liverpool. Very similar there. Corners, 6 Sheffield United, 5 Liverpool. Yesterday, 3 Manchester United, 1 Liverpool. So very, very similar game. And I think, I watched the Liverpool-Sheffield United game because I knew we were playing them. And also, I did it on That's Football. So you can, if anyone watched that, they'll know I watched it. Very, 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 very similar. I wouldn't say it was a tactical masterclass by Ollie yesterday. I'd say the blueprint's there. What you do against teams that are better than you get everybody behind the ball and you try to hit them on the break because they're going to try and beat you. That was the masterclass yesterday. And actually, if you're being really, really, really cynical, instead of playing a 4-2-3-1, we played a 5-2-1-2. So we actually gave ourselves another defender. It was a very, very defensive display by Manchester United in the second half. I wouldn't say it was a tactical masterclass. I don't think there was anything masterclass about it. I think it was Manchester United against Liverpool in a blood and thunder game where it suited us because it wasn't a game of football. It wasn't about going toe-to-toe with attacking styles of football. It was one team who wanted to defend and counter-attack, us, and it was a Liverpool team who wanted to go on the front foot and create lots of chances and couldn't because we did our defensive job very well. First half, it worked really well. We actually created more. We had first 10 minutes we had more possession of the ball than Liverpool. So, first half it worked well. We got the goal. Second half we sat back and protected what we had and invited more and more pressure as we got more and more tired. So I don't think it was a tactical masterclass. It's not a formation we can play week in, week out. You cannot play 5 defenders, 2 holding midfielders against Brighton at home or Norwich away, really. We're going to have to go back probably to the 4-2-3-1 and then the problems occur. We've got to go on the front foot. I liked Pereira's performance yesterday because Pereira had the most dribbles, the most shots on goal. He made the most tackles, he made the most fouls, and he lost the ball more than anybody else. And people are bringing that one up like it matters. This is the risk-taking Ollie's on about. I don't care if Pereira's top of the league for most giving the ball away the most, because he was trying to do things with the ball. Very easy to not give the ball away when you're giving a 5-yard pass backwards or sideways. But when you're going forwards, that's the risk-taking we need. So I thought Pereira yesterday hopefully retired Grandad Mata forever, because what Pereira's got is tenacity, speed across the ground, the same as Fred, and that helped us. We just ran out of legs. If we'd had Pogba yesterday, one of those midfielders would have been on the bench, able to come on for the last half an hour, like Liverpool chucked players on. But look, I'm not going to skirt the issue here. What do I think about the United situation at the moment? Well, I was never Ollie out anyway. I was never Ollie out. I was close to it. I'll put my hands up. I was close to it. And this morning, I'm probably further away from it than I was last week, but I'm still thinking I'm not convinced this is going to work out. I think from United's point of view, from Ollie's point of view, from the players' point of view, they couldn't have done much more yesterday other than Young not make the mistake with Rejo and win the game. That would have been better for them, and they should have won it, really, I think. But I certainly don't think they've done themselves any harm. They've probably reset the clock a little bit after the international break and the bad performances against Newcastle and West Ham and everybody else. So, you know, there's a bit of grace, but the grace is there anyway. We know the club don't want to sack Ollie. We know the club are obsessed with this stubborn theory that we're going to become a good team. The thing that bothers me is that, Ollie said last Wednesday on Sky, I chose not to buy players because the right players weren't available. And yesterday, we threw 3 points away yesterday because we didn't buy midfielders in the summer. Let's be honest. But Scott McTominay, Fred, Pereira, they were on their arse, and Dan James. They were knackered, and they had to play 90 minutes. And Liverpool could bring a whole new midfielder on with Oxlade-Chamberlain, Keita, Lallana. We couldn't do that, and we had to go back. We couldn't continue what we did in the first half. We were very energetic in the first half. We had to sit back. We still should have got the clean sheet, and that's one thing. That's one thing that's been very prevalent with United throughout this season so far, is I don't think we're a team that's going to get beat 3 or 4-0. I think defensively we are very good. Offensively, and the same thing happened yesterday, we did not create enough chances. There were opportunities on the break with Dan James and Rashford where wrong decisions, and Pereira, where we made wrong decisions with the ball when we could have worked better opportunities. We've still got to work on that. I think we could have created more chances yesterday. But all in all, we would have took a draw. And all in all, where do I stand on United? If you're asking me now, and I'm not afraid to answer this question, will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer still be a success at Manchester United? My heart says I hope so. My head says I still don't think so. I still don't. The title is not good enough, and I'm talking about VAR. If I'm absolutely honest with United, I'd still say we're not good enough. And the reason is I can't be clouded by the biggest game of the season at Old Trafford. I absolutely said to all of you on every show, I expect no excuses. I expect United to get a result against Liverpool, and we did. So that's what I expected. I did. Do I expect us to go and get 9 points against Norwich, Bournemouth and Brighton? No. If we do, we'll be having a different conversation after that Brighton game. Because if we take 9 points from the next 3 games, I'm seeing the progress. Liverpool, great result, but I expected that. It's about what we do. And as I said, we've taken 8 points from 12 against the top 6 sides. We've taken 2 points from 15 against people like West Ham, Newcastle, Southampton, Palace and Wolves. That's not good enough. And what I'd also say is, whether Ollie turns this around or not, I think to get top 4, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has got to go and do what he did when he first took the job. I think he's basically got to go and win every game for 3 months. Because I already think when you look at the league table, we're 13th and that's where we deserve to be. But you look at the start to the season we've had, it's been easy compared to what's to come. We've played Arsenal at home, Chelsea at home, Leicester at home, Liverpool at home. We've got to play them all away yet. So they're home games. We've had the home games. And the games that we've dropped points in, Newcastle, West Ham, Palace, Southampton, Wolves, they're not... we've got a hard season ahead of us and we're going to have to find consistent 3-pointers week in, week out to get back in the top 4 race because we've dropped too many, I think. So I think that this season, whatever happens with Solskjaer, probably is a write-off. But the challenge is to Solskjaer and United is you will get that backing from the fans. You will get that belief if you go now after this result and go and get the wins that we should be getting. Martial's back. Hopefully Pogba's back. Lingard I don't care about. He's been retired for 8 months anyway. I don't really think Lingard gives us something off the bench. Yesterday Lingard would have been brilliant off the bench. He can't start games. But all in all, heart saying hopefully this is the start of something. Head is saying tactically yesterday I'm not buying into these ex-players going tactical masterclass. It was, was it tactical masterclass by Chris Wilder for Sheffield United to sit back and hit teams on the break? Ollie, to me, doesn't seem to have a plan B. Plan A this season is against the big teams, my plan works because they'll attack us and we'll hit them on the break. Against the shit teams, we get exposed because we don't know what to do when we've got possession and a team sits back against us. And until I see this plan B, I think you've got to go with what we've seen this season. And I'm still very worried about this season because 2 points from 15 against crap teams is awful. 8 points from 12 against good teams is fine, but there's a logic to that because those teams want to play against us and we want to sit back and counter-attack, and we can't do that against the worst teams. Well, we're going to find out against Norwich and Bournemouth whether there's any improvement with United. And also, it's very easy. I don't trust these players. It's very easy for them to get up for a game against Liverpool. Can they get up for games against Norwich in Serbia? Chelsea next week away in the Carabao Cup is a massive game as well. So I'm low-key excited because we might be at the start of something, but I'm also realistic as well that, you know, realistically, that wasn't a tactical masterclass yesterday. It was just what Sheffield United did. But look, join me tonight on the show. It's going to be very interesting. We're going to be talking about Woodward and his comments. And I think Woodward, it's Manchester United at the moment, for me, is Operation Get Ed Woodward Popular. And does he deserve to be? We'll be talking about that later. Smash a like on the video, especially if you're not liking the VAR. Get your comments in below on where you are at the moment with United. Are you fooled by yesterday's result? Do you see that is enough for you to think, yes, everything's going to be okay? Or do you still have your concerns? Let me know in your comments. And also, United Stand t-shirts are out. Fantastic t-shirt design this. Check them all out. Links in the video description. I'll see you all later. Oh, also as well, my FIFA 20 career mode is starting today. They've fixed career mode on FIFA 20, so I'll be starting with Manchester United. I won't be making any signings. I will be replicating the squad that Ollie's got. I'll drop you the link in the video description for that channel as well. Thanks for watching. T-shirts below. I'll see you tonight.